Hey guys, check this out. 2 spaghetti MREs, one cold weather from August 25th, 2021, and the second one is from February of 2006. So both are spaghetti, one's regular, one's not, they're gonna be freeze dried. Both came from Eric in Alaska. Eric, thank you so much for sending these. Let's get after it. All right, I'm just gonna get it all out at once here. We have our cherry blueberry cobbler. Now that, we're gonna heat that up. Definitely gonna heat that up. We have wheat snack bread, cheese. Ooh, I like the cheese. What do we have here? Orange flavored electrolyte drink. We got a heater in a bag, a spoon, accessory pack, we'll open that up in a minute, and our spaghetti with meat sauce. In the cold weather, we have, ramen chicken soup. Never seen that. That's kind of crazy. We have accessory pack, M&Ms.
Nice.
Yes. Oh man, strawberry banana shake.
Whoa, this is a crazy one.
This is cool. Okay, our big meal, that's going to be the spaghetti with meat sauce.
Excellent.
There we go. Our spoon, what do we have here? Orange base beverage powder. And crazy raisins. Wow. Well, let's get everything opened up here. All right, let's compare accessory packs. This is from the new MRE. We've got Bill's Brew. We have creamer, moist towelette. We've got your Tabasco, some sugar and gum, and toilet paper / napkins. Of course, we have to try our new matches. Perfect. All right, and our older packet. This is from 06, so it's quite a bit older actually. We've got Taster's Choice coffee, some more creamer, sugar, moist towelette, salt, our napkins, gum. Oh, some older Tabasco sauce, definitely older. You can see the color difference there. New, old. And our matches.
Very similar. I mean, they basically haven't changed.
Nope. Matches work just fine. And we have our creamer. Spoons look to be the same. Let's check them out here. So we've got old versus new. I'd say if they're not identical, they're real close. So even though I do have the stove with this on the older MRE, I'm not going to use it because I have some hot water boiling. I'll just drop the pouch in the hot water, which was something that you did do out in the field if that was available for you. So we'll do it that way instead. All right, let's get some drinks put together here. Get our Taster's Choice first. Got our Bill's Brew. There we go.
They seem identical.
Yes, indeed. Got my hot water here. Use the old canteen cup from when I was active duty in the 80s. And there we go. We'll leave them set to cool, and we'll make our colder drinks now. So let's go with the older. We've got the beverage powder electrolyte, orange flavored. Let's see what this looks like. Now, if it's going to be like typical US made MREs, it's not going to mix up too well. We have our orange type base beverage powder. Now that looks like that might actually dissolve up good. So according to the directions, this is supposed to make 12 ounces. This is supposed to make 20 ounces. That's quite concentrated if that's the case.
Way less powder.
Yes. So we have a half a canteen cup in this one. And I'm supposed to put 3/4 of a canteen cup in this, according to the instructions, but I'm going to go a little more than half. And I can always add a little more water later. That mixes up very easily. You know, that That's not doing too bad either, although there's a lot there in the bottom. So I've got the strawberry banana milkshake. I'm really excited about this. We'll mix this one. Now this is from the newer MRE and the freeze-dried one. So we'll put this in the glass so we can see it. Ooh. There we go. It's interesting because I'm only supposed to add a 1/4 cup, canteen cup of water to this. Whoa. So that's not going to be much. All right.
That's going to be thick.
Yeehaw. Wow. Look, it's kind of like one of those icebergs, Kevin. Come up from the bottom. Wow. That's going to take a little while to mix up, but we'll mix it up a bit and then let that set. Check out how that thing is turning colors as I mix it. That went from basically a cream colored white to a pink looking strawberry shake, huh? So on the older MRE side, the regular MRE, I'm going to take this spaghetti with meat sauce and take it, just keep it in the pouch, and we will put it in the hot water. But I'm also going to put our cherry cobbler. It's cherry and blueberry cobbler, which I'm very enthusiastic about this. We're going to put that in the hot water as well. Then we'll take our Mountain House, and I'm not going to leave it in here. I'm going to take it out. We'll put it in a bowl. So the brand new spaghetti. Check that out. Man, there's a lot of sauce type thing in there. That's very cool. And then we're going to take our ramen noodles out of the package as well and put those in so we can see what they look like. It's kind of fun to see what things look like in the dried state. It looks like a cup of soup poured out, doesn't it? Remember when we used to go snowboard, they'd take those cup of soups with us. Cool.
Yeah, freeze-dried, 2 different noodle dishes.
Go. All right, so 1/3 canteen cup of water in the ramen, and 2/3 canteen cup of water in the spaghetti. That's 1/3. There's 2/3. There we go. That's going to soak up. It's going to make those meat chunks good and meaty tasting instead of crunchy. We want to definitely let that happen. But check that out. That is going to be flat out good, I think. Mountain House is never disappointed. And we'll get the ramen going. Make sure that all mixes up well. Let's get them covered and set them aside. All right, now let's get our cheese spread and bread out of the older MRE. I typically really like the cheese spread. Let's see what this is like here. It's gotten dark, hasn't it? 17 years will do that to you, I guess, if you're cheese, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of cheese in there too. That's nice. Ooh, I can smell it.
It's palatable.
It does, it does. We like our cheese a little sharp, right? And then we've got our bread. This is the wheat bread. That's to keep it dry, a little packet.
It works.
Just like a little loaf, a slice of bread off of a loaf.
Just like Grandma used to make.
How dare you speak about your grandmother that way? Let's see here. Let's do some raisins here. Now this is from the new MRE, so we'll see how the raisins look. They should be looking good. I love raisins. Ace will tell you I eat raisins on a lot of things. Let's see here. Oh yeah, those look real fresh. Very nice. I like darker raisins. I like the big coming from purple grapes. So, and then we've got M&Ms, which again they're American-made MRE, and it's a brand new one. These should be fine. We'll drop those in with our raisins. There you go. That's pretty. All right. That'll be tasty. One more. There we go. Yeah, I know you. All right, well, let's start. Let's say a quick prayer here. Lord God in heaven, again, thank you so much for this day you've given us. I thank you for this food we get to eat now, and I ask you to bless it to our bodies and make this video a blessing to others. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
So we've got to try the cheese, just a little bit of cheese by itself first. It's real soft and very smooth. Oh, it's sharp. Yep, it is sharp. Whew. Try a little bread. The bread breaks off real easily. Interesting. Doesn't smell like much of anything. The bread has a little sweetness in it, which takes the pungentness, if that's a word, of the cheese and really makes that a good combo. That's tasty and delicious. Cleanse the old palate. Move on to our raisins and M&Ms. Ace has already tried the M&Ms. Yeah, these raisins are real. They're moist. I've seen some older ones that, they're not so good anymore. They're going to be wonderful. They're good. That's a tasty raisin. It's like getting them in the little boxes. That's a really good raisin. I think it's so interesting. In biblical times and in Roman times, raisins were a big deal. I mean, people traded with raisins for raisins, they're almost like a currency. If you had a keg of raisins, they had them in casks and big units of measure, and they were a big deal. I think they're so commonplace now, people don't think about it. But, oh, boy, those are good M&Ms. It's amazing when you get a fresh M&M how nice it is. Having that chocolate makes me say, I want a little coffee. So let's try some old coffee first. This was Taster's Choice. 16 years old, 17 years old. Pretty sharp. Pretty, it's not bad, it's just pretty, kind of a bitter taste to it. Bill's Brew. Yeah, a little smoother, but not a big bunch of difference. Let's try some creamer in both. Creamers look about the same, don't they? There's no, one's not completely discolored, or the old one isn't. So, all right. That one dissolved quicker, that's for sure. That's almost gone. This one's still trying to dissolve here. So we'll go opposite this time. We'll do the Bill's Brew with a little bit of new creamer. New coffee, new creamer. Yeah, that took the edge off the coffee. And I don't like a real sharp, real strong coffee, so that's kind of nice. Look at the creamer still trying to dissolve in this one. This is the older one, the Taster's Choice. 17 years old, actually. It was made in 06, and this is 2023 now. Yeah, same thing. It just takes the edge off. The coffee is quite bitter to me. That makes it way more palatable. I like that.
Which one's better?
Bill's. I like the Bill's personally better. You want to try one?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, now let's go on to our orange drink. We've got our old orange drink. This is the electrolytes, kind of good for you drink. Wow. I don't like orange drinks typically, but this is a light enough orange. It's not like, and maybe it's because I added the right amount of water to it, but I actually like that. That's interesting. Usually on an orange drink, it tastes like orange aspirin. It's children's aspirin. Ugh, I don't care for that. Now this is the one that had less powder, but I was supposed to add more water, if you recall. This is the new one. Wow. That's really good too. That tastes more like orange juice, like a really high quality orange juice than orange drinks in the past. This is really good. I'm pleasantly surprised. Wow. I drink that all day long. I prefer the new one. The new one on this is way more better. Now, check out our shake there. It kind of looks like a shake on the top. Little foamy.
That's crazy. It went from powder to this actually thick looking shake.
And you remember when I first started, it was all cream colored.
Yeah.
Now it looks like a strawberry shake. Wow. Well, first taste is good. Here we go. Again, this is from the new freeze-dried cold weather MRE. That is delicious. You can see little bursts of like vanilla on top. Man, that's almost like having cream on top of it. That is really good. Highly recommend this. Nothing to compare with the old one for this, but this is really, I'd be trading a lot for these if people didn't want theirs. I'd definitely be buying these. Boy, that's worth just getting just to have on hand, seriously. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a good
It's good
strawberry
stuff.
flavor.
Yes,
yeah.
indeed.
That's well balanced. That's really nice.
It is, yeah, well balanced because it's got enough strawberry flavor, but it's got that vanilla cream kind of thing. It is like a shake, like an ice cream shake. That's really tasty. So now we have our older MRE that's been soaking in this hot water for a good 10, 15 minutes. And this is going to be the first thing coming out. This is the blueberry cobbler. I'll tell you what, whew, I think this is going to be amazing. It is hot, I'll tell you that. Oh,
Yeah.
that just started flowing right out.
Yeah,
Wow.
the one had the shake, this one has the cobbler.
Yeah,
So
there you
that's the
go. Yep.
comparison. I
Yep.
didn't think about that.
No, I didn't either. That's exactly right. Wow, that looks good. And then we'll get our spaghetti out. Got to dry that packet off so I don't get a bunch of hot water in with everything. So, all right. Ooh, it's hot. It is really hot. Now that looks like spaghetti, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Looks like regular, good old spaghetti. A little longer noodles than I think we have in the freeze dried. That's kind of interesting. Ooh, that's hot to handle, man. Ooh, there's quite a bit there too. That's interesting. A lot of tomato paste. I'm hoping on the 17-year-old MRE that tomato paste will be all right. Every once in a while, if I have had an MRE that's older that's bad, it's usually because it's had tomato paste in it. Something in that acid I think goes bad. Okay, I'm gonna spread that around a little bit, let it cool down just a skosh. Oh man, look at that. There's a good chunk of beef there, and it smells really good. Smell the marinara in that spaghetti. It smells delicious. Okay, if you're familiar with SpaghettiOs, maybe as a kid you had SpaghettiOs, the tomato sauce is real similar to the SpaghettiOs tomato sauce. The rest of the flavor isn't the best. It's not bad. It hasn't gone bad. It's just not. We'll add a few things to it. First, let's try a little bread with it. Yeah, whatever this bread has in it, let me taste a little piece of bread just by itself. Cleanse the old palate. I want to get this bread. It's got a real wheat taste. It's really tasty, but there's a sweetness to it. It really pairs well, both with the cheese and with the spaghetti. That really helps to modify that spaghetti to a really good taste, elevate it. That makes a difference. The bread is a little bit, it's very dense and it's a little dry, but it's good stuff. Definitely good stuff. Let's take some salt first and see if we put a little salt in it, if that makes it any better or makes any difference to it. They do give us salt, so salt is meant to be used if you have it. It didn't enhance the flavor really any. Sometimes adding salt really makes things better. That to me didn't make any much of a difference. Let's put some Tabasco sauce though on this. Again, Tabasco is just chili pepper juice and vinegar. So there are no tomatoes in it or anything. It loses its color over time. We'll put a little bit like that on there. I'm gonna mix it up a bit. Ooh, I can smell it. I used to not be a big fan. If you've watched any of my earlier videos, I passed on the Tabasco sauce, but I don't know if I'm getting wiser in my old age or my palate is expanding, but kind of like the Tabasco sauce on a lot of things now. Look at that big old tomato in there. That lasted 17 years in that form. That's crazy. Wow, that Tabasco sauce, I'm not sure what it is exactly, but that makes it it gives it a whole different flavor. It goes from real sweet, because the marinara sauce is kind of sweet like SpaghettiOs, to more of a it has a more of a heat to it. Ooh. So yeah, it makes it a little more like maybe like you made the spaghetti with Italian sausage or something like that. So that's a good addition. Along with some bread, that's the way to go. Now, got to do this too, of course. A little bit of cheese. There we go.
I thought that was peanut butter. I actually forgot it was cheese momentarily. I thought, why are you mixing peanut butter with spaghetti?
Gross. It's kind of like when the waiter comes by and says, you know, tell me when to stop with the cheese. Stop, because that was plenty in that bite. I'll have a little more, but that, I'll tell you, with the Tabasco and a little bit of salt and then that cheese, boy, that brings that dish to a whole nother kind of level almost. That's just very cool. Very good. That is very good. I can't believe it. 17-year-old spaghetti from an MRE is actually quite tasty. Just using the elements within the MRE. Very nice, very nice. All right, now here's what we've got. We've got spaghetti. That looks quite good. I added the right amount of water. I had 2/3 of a canteen cup. So that's quite liquidy, but I'll bet it's gonna be really good. I'll bet it's gonna be quite tasty. And then of course over here we have our ramen. We'll get to that here in a minute. Let's try the spaghetti first. They didn't give us any salt or pepper. It's a freeze-dried one. They never do. Okay, the beef, the dried beef has soaked in. It tastes like I'm eating, like somebody just ground up some beef and dropped it in the noodles. That's good. The sauce, I would say, isn't quite as good. For me, that is more pungent. It's got a little more of a kick to it now that I added the Tabasco sauce and salt. But it's way more marinara tasting. This is more like a tomato juice salt or tomato juice taste. But let's do this. Let's add some of our Tabasco sauce from here. And of course, this being newer, the Tabasco sauce might have a whole different taste to it. All right, Tabasco sauce going in. I'm just going to go ahead and get her all in there, maybe. There we go. There we go. Excellent. Get her mixed up good. I like the consistency of this though. I mean, it looks kind of strange maybe for spaghetti, but that's going to be very filling, very tasty. The only problem with this type of a deal where there's this much volume, I think, in the cold weather MRE, is that if you don't eat the whole thing, what are you going to do with it? You can't, you know, there's no package to put it in, or you kind of have to. I would always say, if you're going to do a cold weather MRE, start with your main and then work out, because the main's going to fill you up, and you might need to keep your raisins and your M&Ms and that in their packages and just eat them throughout the day, because that's going to be, otherwise it's going to be way too much food. The Tabasco added some interest to it, but I can't believe I'm saying this. I prefer the old stuff. I really do.
It looks more like spaghetti.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it just, this tastes better with the marinara. Absolutely. This is really like pow tomato. This is tomato juice at best. So on the main, definitely prefer the older one. That quite surprises me. We'll set this off to the side here. Let's check out our ramen.
That smells like classic ramen.
It does, doesn't it? Ooh, I love the corns and the carrots and the peas. All right. And the vegetables have that, just a little bit of crunch to them, like they should if they're in ramen noodles. Good stuff. Now, the interesting thing is, again, other than the Tabasco sauce, we don't have salt and pepper. And quite honestly, I'd like some salt on those noodles. I didn't save any Tabasco sauce to put in those. Maybe that would have been a good addition, but they're tasty. I just could use a little salt in them. Before our gum, which we always have to try, let's slide our dessert in front of us here, guys. Cherry cobbler. Now, cobbler should indicate there's some kind of breading in there with it. It looks like there might be. Wow, that's tasty. Look at the blueberry in there. You can see the blueberry. That doesn't even need anything, but I do want to try this. See if I can add a little something to it by putting some bread in there. A little more cobbler.
That looks cobbler-like with the bread in it.
You need a bite of this?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Oh man. Yeah, that breading in there is really, or the bread in there is really good. Wow. That, I wish, I tell you, I mean, I know we have the raisins and M&Ms, but that's far superior in my opinion, and it is delicious.
This one has
17
the
years
shake though, just to remind you.
You know what? That's true. Boy, this is tough. I'll tell you, my overall, well, I'll tell you my overall opinion here in just a second.
I think I'm gonna drink some more of the shake.
Okay, got our old gum first. Cheers. That's surprisingly soft. That was good gum. One thing about MRE gum in general, I have to say, it the flavor doesn't last particularly long. Okay. And then, got another one there. Cheers to you. A little crunch on the outside on that one, the new one. Better flavor, I think. I like that flavor better. More of a peppermint. Yeah.
I'd say the gums are pretty equal.
Yeah. Yep.
They haven't changed, I don't think.
No, that's right. I have to say, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the 17-year-old MRE is my favorite. That almost pushes it into the camp of the new MRE because that is so good. But this marinara on the older spaghetti is so delicious, and the cobbler is so good. Man, the old MRE plus the sharp cheddar cheese, which I really enjoy anyway. The bread is fantastic. I prefer the old MRE. Once again, Eric, thank you so much for the MREs. Let's get after the next ones.